Here this morning, classes at Job Rathebe Junior Secondary remain empty, while many other schools resumed classes today. The SGB at the Soweto school says they're fed up with an absent principal and what they call inhumane learning conditions. Senior reporter Aviwe Mtila is there to find out more and joins us now. Good morning, Aviwe. We understand a second learner has in fact been arrested.
Inside this JMPD van this very moment, it's just a bit of a confusing situation at the moment. There was a gun, but upon speaking to the police, they suggest it's a gas gun. They still say it injures nonetheless, like those shotguns for rubber bullets. So there's, we understand, a former learner of Job Rathebe Junior Secondary who was problematic. But I just want to catch up with one of the community members. As you see, the van is about to pull off now with this learner inside. Of course, those complaints, Fundo, that will talk about the weapons that are often here. We heard some of the parents that have been speaking about the stabbing that happened here, and just suggestions of lawlessness that happened as you see these protests continue here, with this JMPD van now pulling off with this learner that, of course, we won't mention on camera. But I want to catch up with Brenda once more. Brenda, exactly what's happening here?
Umntwana lo oceda ukuhamba, which I won't mention igama lakhe, it's one of the students oke waba inkinga la esikolweni. Bekanokuza angangeni ngegate lesikolo, angene ngembobo at the back, and noma asesikolweni umntwana akafundi, like uyagalavanta esikolweni. Bekumntwana like the teachers bayamsaba. Whenever you mention igama lakhe principally nabo mistress bayamsaba. So it was a case serious. We visited umama womntwana. We took a step upon us ukuthi siye sifune lapho umntwana hlala khona sathola. Then we spoke to sashare a message. Then the mother came to the school. We came no mama sakhuluma. Umama was so shocked ukuthi isimo somntwana sinjani la esikolweni, but bekazi naye ukuthi umntwana umntwana onjani. So umfana lona, honestly speaking, it's one of the kids about very problematic, and umntwana maumbega, she needs help.
A problematic child, Mfundo, as you heard, who often time and again entered the school, was feared by the staff, learners, even the principal, we do understand, no longer part of Job Rathebe school. But there's this gas gun that he held now. What was happening with that? How did he come to be arrested now?
I didn't see it. I didn't see anything. Ngibizwe nje baseka semotweni. Fortunately ngoba nyamaza, I've managed ukuthi ngikhulume naye because siyazana mina nomfana. So ukuthi iqalephi unikeze bani ispam, I didn't see that happening. But nami ngizwa bathi he was carrying a sort of a gun wanikeza one of the kids.
One of those learners is the one that was taken in initially, Mfundo, into the JMPD van, but then we understand he was released. Hence, then those allegations were that he was given the gun by this once problematic child of Job Rathebe Junior Secondary here in Soweto. The latest in terms of the protest itself, there are conversations now with the police. There's a warrant officer from the public order policing on the ground, and they're trying to negotiate a way forward. The district Department of Education is also here, and I've been having a word with them off the record. I'm going to try get it official, see if they can speak, but they were telling me off the record that this is all a smoke screen. They suggest that the principal is indeed ill, given that the committee is saying that the principal is hardly here anytime. So they're saying that the principal is indeed ill and they can't infringe on her privacy. I'm not sure if we can get a word, and I'm going to try see if we can talk. Baba, I don't know if we can have a word with the district department, given that there's this situation going on here, no learning on the first day of school. What's your understanding of the complaints that have been raised by the community here?
Look, I'm not allowed to talk to media. Protocol being observed. We've got a gentleman called Steve Mabona who can he's on his way. He can give a full statement and give a media briefing regarding the matter that is actually happening here. With all due respect, can I observe the protocol? Thank you so much.
All right, to respect that, Steve Mabona, we're hearing that he's on his way here, but of course, in speaking to some of the officials, they do suggest that it's a smoke screen, but they didn't indicate that they're aware of the issues that have, of course, brought this school to a standstill today in what was supposed to be the first day of learning. I'm going to try to get word now and see what's happening on this side, trying to get intervention from what's happening.
kufundisa abantu kufundisa utishera noma kufundisa assistant teacher ngimoshe khona lapho ukuthi niqasha ama assistant teacher
yini inkinga zalapha kwesikolo sami
ama assistant teacher ayasiza awabali ebhodini awaphangi.
So those conversations still ongoing here, Mfundo, as we do understand Job Rathebe School has been shut down now by the student governing body, the community, parents, as well as the neighborhood watch. They've raised several complaints, among others is the deplorable conditions of Job Rathebe. We went inside ourselves, we saw the conditions of the toilets, and you can't really go inside that toilet. The conditions of the classrooms, you'd see how rubbish is lined up just on the windows. You'd see they're burglar proofed, but there's rubbish lined up there. It's supposed to be the first day, but the school in itself is dirty. There are complaints around the principal that is hardly here, and the district saying that the principal is indeed ill. But of course there are those suggestions even from the district that this might be about money from the student governing body, but the SGB itself is saying that it's raising genuine concerns on the deplorable conditions of Job Rathebe Junior Secondary, Orlando East in Soweto.
You know, Aviwe, one would assume that the community members would not take this decision to close the school lightly. There must have been clearly a lot of consideration beyond the absence of the principal. I just heard briefly there that they're talking about assistant teachers perhaps being the ones that do the work, and you have the teachers themselves doing very little. What has been perhaps the sentiment of young children, if you've been able to interact with them there? Are they actually learning in class, or there's barely anything happening?
They tell us it's difficult. I had conversations with some of the learners. They tell us that in a desk, there are probably 4 of them sitting in that same desk as they're trying to, I mean, these are some of the grievances raised by the SGB in those complaints that, in fact, there aren't adequate desks, there isn't adequate teaching material. In fact, the SGB says that these are issues that they've been raising since last year with the district to no avail. They've written letters to the HOD of the Department of Education to no avail. Hence now they're saying that they want the MEC of Education, Panyaza Lusufu, to come here in order for learning then to once again take place. They say this is not the first time they've attempted to shut down the school, but considering, as you mentioned, how difficult it might be just to shut down the school itself, they've considered that during the exams, the June examinations, where they decided no, they should rather let the learning take place and the examinations to take place. Now they've come back on the first day of school saying that at least it's not exams now, and they want all these grievances to be heard, and in fact all of these to be brought about and controlled. I'm going to try to get more reaction on the ground. I see some community leaders here, and I understand there's a lady here who this school is named after, the grandfather. I'm just going to try and intercept and get a comment here, Mama. Sorry to disturb you. Just on the condition of the school, I just want to get that insight from you. Let's have a word.
No, I think the condition of the school is Vusmia was speaking. The condition of the school is they are really in a dilapidated state. So if you can look at the Constitution of the Republic, especially under the Bill of Rights, Section 29, when it gives each and every child a right to access basic education. Here, according to me, that right is being violated in terms of some of them, they don't even have textbook, because what I was told by the SGP, they said to me they are sharing the textbook. But to my surprise, this school has a budget of more than of 1.3 million. I find it despicable if they can't buy books.
I want to touch on that budget. Talk on the district. This is the chairperson of the SGP Mfundo that we're showing you in short now. And I want to touch on what the district is saying. The district is here saying that while your concerns are saying that the principal is hardly here, they're saying that, in fact, the principal is sick. hence she can't attend continuously. And they say this is a smoke screen driven by the want of money by the SGB.
Okay. Ngibonga bhuti wami. Okungimangazayo nge-district yethu bathi uprincipal uyagula kodwa uprincipal bekakhona la namhlanje kuseni ufikile wajika lapha abuyele emuva. Number 2 mabathi indaba yemali ama grievance ethu akusindaba yemali siningabi besiwasilistile ezi ukuthi ilenti uHOD office lakhe liyazi ama grievance eswafakile ezibalethe ireport ekhuluma ngama finance kodwa ingakhulumi ngama grievance onke eswavezile ngoba kuma grievance ethu sikhuluma ukuthi ingane zethu iziloko ziyakhula bekunelentuzane bekune growth post ebekhona then ebesinothisha for 2 years ingane izithema sezedekile more than the 2 years le enye bathatha that growth post le then kusho khona ukuthi sizoba ne gap yabantwana ngoba kuba nabantwana lapho ukuthi umembe kabafundisi masiba edekile makumele basinikeze enye growth post so ukuthi abantwana ngoba ukukhumbula ukuthi abothisha ukuze si allocate abothisha kucheckwa inamba yabantwana ukuthi abantwana bangaki then abothisha kumele babanga ingakho bebasinikeza igrowth post abantwana baedeke more then makumele baedenye igrowth post lokho abakwenzi ngoba uprincipal bekangazwani nalo member ekafakiwe bekanikezwe igrowth post then uyabona ukuthi yonke lento akusi interest yabantwana but ukuthi yena afuna ukuthi yenze abakwazi ukuthi bangakhuluma asina problem okwenzekile ukuthi bona bayiveza kanje ngoba masiye district sakhuluma no circuit manager sithi nako kwenzakala umthetho uthi ukhumbula ukuthi as-CSGB sigayidwa yisasa document ithi uprincipal mele assiste ilentuzane eSGB so then kuyovula iaccount yesikole ayithi uprincipal kumele kube uyo run iaccount yesikole I1 but then sithema siya edistrict sokhuluma no circuit manager wathi lento wrong izobophisa yena kwakuyi 5 November last year wathi ngeke kuphela unyaka uzozazwelungisa kodwa izange yenzeke but sithema sisithatha sesikhuphula sesisa
uprincipal lo
ulentuzane acting director from a district umamcini.
All right, that's the acting director from the district to understand, and I'll try to get in with them as they move inside the school year. Maybe get a comment from the director herself there. We heard from the district around here just to get inside. Acting director, sorry, Aviwe Mtila from eNCA, we have to get comment on the situation that's going on here and the learning that's not happening.
Mr. Mtila, just 1 minute waiting for the spokesperson. Thank you.
But it's concerning situations, Mama. I have to get it from the acting director.
Mr. Mabona is coming. Thank you.
All right, that's not much comment there, but we spoke, of course, from with the SGB chairperson, saying that their grievances are genuine. In fact, they have not been getting adequate response from the District Department of Education. Hence, they now embarked on this shutdown of the school itself. I'm not sure what they're going to show, actually, the director there. I'm going to try to get you inside as well, Mfundo, of the school itself, just to see the learning conditions of the school. They're saying that the only place that is proper here is the principal's office in terms of having adequate furniture, and the other offices you'll just see from the blinds that my colleague, I beg your pardon, Teddy Mnyeman is going to show you. These apparently are the blinds from other offices, and the blinds that you are about to see now is the principal's office. They say that this is an example of how the school is in terms of the principal's office being the only one that is catered for. Then you move on, it continues to the other blinds of the other offices. The offices itself are closed. As they go in there, I'm going to come this side to show you the state of the classrooms outside. We'll catch up with the library. It's closed at this moment, but we also hear the library. This is just outside the netball court, Mfundo. And I want to take you to these windows. You understand, it's windows that are fencing the classes here. My colleague Teddy Mnyeman is now showing you just the filth outside these windows in what's supposed to be the first day of learning at the school. So you can see just how the state it's in. You'd expect that even after June holidays, it's actually cleaned up. Some of the windows are actually broken. I'm not sure if my colleague can show you just some of the windows. As you see, the filth is lined up right through the windows. I'm not sure if you have time for us to catch up with the acting director of the district to find out what the visit is about.
Unfortunately, we've run out of time. But looking at the structure of the school, it's fairly decent, but clearly it's not being maintained. If they aren't cleaning up the school, honestly, it's heartbreaking to see such a structure, because in other places, we don't even see solid bricks. But here they are. There's clearly just a situation of refusal to maintain the school. Aviwe, we'll catch up a bit later with you. Thank you very much for that update. That is a reporter, senior reporter Aviwe Mtila for us in Soweto. To this story now.